welcome to the first episode of the One Size Fits One podcast. I'm your host, Graham Grome. I started this podcast because I believe the human connection matters now more than ever, especially in the evolving world of AI and automation, right? In this first season, we're going to talk to people from different industries. It may be work related, it may be life related, right? Wherever it may be, we're going to talk to them, hear their story of how they are bringing a one size fits one mentality and raising the bar on customer experience and how we can relate that to our everyday lives. Thank you for joining. It means a lot that you're listening with us. Let's dive right in to the first story I have here today. It's just a small story, but it had a big impact. There was one that reached the news, and I saw it a couple weeks back. It was of a 90-year-old lady came into the coffee shop during the winter, as she normally does, and sits down. But this morning, she was shaking from the cold, and you could tell it was really cold out. The barista noticed and went the extra mile for her. Instead of making just her usual coffee, she heated up the mug, and she also gave her a hand warmer, and then gave the coffee to the customer. While it sounds small, it made the news. It made headlines because it had such an impact on this elder lady that somebody noticed her, somebody saw her, and then went the extra mile to her. And that's absolutely what this podcast is all about, right? How can we take a normal customer experience, whether that be at work, at home, just in your daily life in general, and make it one size fits one, right? Make it unique to that person. It makes it special and memorable, right? I had a one size fits one moment recently. I was on a work trip and we went to a steakhouse. And don't get me wrong, it was the best steak I had ever had. But everything was intentional from them. Not only was it the best steak I'd ever had, it was actually the best experience I'd ever had at a restaurant ever. Everything was intentional from when we got seated to when they took our drinks, when they were asking us what we would want they were asking us certain questions. What do you usually like, or what do you usually get? And then prescripting back to us what they obviously would recommend here, right? And then how you would cook the steak and so on and so forth. They were very intentional with every interaction they had with us. It really made a profound impact. Even something as simple as cleaning the breadcrumbs off the table, right? But making sure that each person was having a good time and a good experience, right? There was also maybe, a busser that came over and ended up refilling our water because we had asked, right? It wasn't necessarily his job, but he didn't have that. That's not my job mentality. Everybody's job is to make sure that the customer has a great experience. And that's absolutely what we're trying to build here in work life or just life in general. We want to make sure that we're tailoring to each person. So here's my challenge to you today. Make one tweak in your life, whether that be at work or at home, to impact one person and see kind of what impact that has downstream. I'd love to hear any stories that would be that one size fits one moment. Did somebody go above and beyond to make you feel special? Connect with me on LinkedIn at One Size Fits One Podcast, or you can email me at stories one size fits one at gmail.com. I'll drop it in the description below. Our next episode, episode two, is going to be a guest who brings this idea in a completely different way. Very excited about it. Our future episodes are going to be more of a long form interview style. Today was obviously more of the intro, but I do thank you all for joining in the first episode. If you can hit like, subscribe, and share with anybody you think this would have an impact on. I do want to hear your stories. I look forward to reading them. Have a great day.